What shoes? James gonna teach a class later on?
Yeah, but Phyllis said he can put the boys up. Emily on there, don't all day. So I just need you to watch on there for like probably like. Well, I mean, while I go over to Dominic's.
Pardon?
I just need you to watch Anya.
You know, there's a couple hours.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in like almost 2 weeks. So.
Well, thank you for offering to help me with the car. What I'm gonna do is,
Yes, I'll get in.
buy a battery and get the tools like that, and that way, it's more than half an hour to change that battery.
I'm gonna put your water inside. Okay. So the water. You're gonna have to carry all this stuff yourself though. I'll plug this in. Okay, well, let's go. Alright, let's go. Let's go. Well, the United States government is now aggressively preparing and has been preparing for all-out societal collapse right here in the U.S. And the question that I have for them is how bad is it about to get? Especially considering we already are on an inflation crisis, an economic crisis, a gas crisis, a food crisis, and a shipping supply chain crisis. On top of everything else, our leaders, both on the Democratic side and the Republican side, are warning us that more of the food crisis is headed our way. Here's just some of the latest headlines. FoxNews.com: food security is a national security and a crisis is coming. We need to ensure that America's food can't be held hostage by anyone. And that's a report that was put out by Kristi Noem, the governor there of South Dakota. Here's another warning by radical leftist Joe Biden. Biden warns of real food shortage following sanctions on Russia. And it's not just leaders here in the U.S. We've heard it from global organizations as well. Here's the NPR. With food prices climbing, the UN is warning of crippling global shortages. We also have BBC.com. World Bank warns of human catastrophe food crisis. And also RW.com. World on the brink of food crisis warns the IMF, specifically the IMF boss. This is just one of the reasons I encourage you guys to get prepared with food. I personally use My Patriot Supply at preparewithlisa.com. And right now, you can save $150 on a 3-month emergency food supply kit. Now, I purposely partnered with them because of what's going on right now in society. I'm a huge supporter of having stuff on hand specifically at your home in the event that something strikes. And all these people are warning of a food crisis. I really encourage you to make sure you and your family are prepared and not a victim of that disaster. But check it out at preparewithlisa.com. But with that, the bottom line here is there is a food crisis coming. And the question is, are you prepared? Because our U.S. government and governments all around the world are actively preparing. In fact, let me take you to the worldbank.org website, because right now they're pouring tons of money into this food crisis. Here we are at worldbank.org. World Bank announces planned actions for global food crisis response. And here it is, $30 billion available for implementation to address food insecurity over the next 15 months. The World Bank today has, as of May 18th, announced actions that it plans to take as part of a comprehensive global response to the ongoing food security crisis, with up to $30 billion in existing and new projects in areas such as agriculture, nutrition, social protection, water, and irrigation. This financing will include efforts to encourage food and fertilizer production. We've got fertilizer crises right now, not to mention taking away all the fibers that are happening to fertilizer plants and food facilities
the largest metropolitan areas during public health emergencies. The supplies, medicine, and devices for life-saving care contained in the stockpile can be used as short-term stopgap buffer when the immediate supply of these materials may not be available or sufficient. The team works every day to prepare and respond to emergencies and support state and local preparedness activities and to ensure availability of critical medical assets to protect Americans. Obviously, we do need this right here in the U.S. and I'm full support of this program. Now, what is interesting about this program, by the way, I'm just going to make this disclaimer and kind of go back on there, but many of the details that are surrounding this stockpile are kept secret. They're not going to share everything they stockpile with the American public, and I don't disagree with that, because of reasons like, international countries or whatnot can take advantage and say, here's where they're not prepared, and let's go there. But I would suggest that we also possibly have food and all of that as well. And here it is. Back to that stockpile. Here's a little bit about who they are. With more than 250 civil servants, U.S. Public Health Service officers and contractors like the Strategic National Stockpile is organized to support any public health threat. And they have a lot of specialty people there, including pharmacy, clinical care, emergency management, medical logistics and operations, quality control, public health procedures, technology, policy, communications, and the whole nine yards. Now, additionally, I'm going to flip over to a different thing here. This is the Strategic National Stockpile. This is what they are sharing with the public that they have at this facility, and this is what has been made public. I'll scroll down a little bit. Threat-specific inventory. Now, that one you can't click on. They're not sharing exactly what that means. Obviously, for the reasons I stated before. They have chem packs in the event of some kind of radiation or something of that level. Hopefully, you have iodine there at home, but they've got chem packs, which, by the way, I find this interesting. On that chem pack section, it says this, and this is just a little bit for fan. These antidotes must be administered quickly. The chem pack team maintains 1,960 containers that are strategically placed in more than 1,340 locations. More than 90% of the U.S. population is within 1 hour of these chem pack locations, and most of these are located in hospitals and fire stations as well. The good news is most of us, over 90%, are within 1 hour. We're going to do that fast. I would prefer that we all had underground bunkers, but obviously that's a dream. But we do at least have something in something like that. On top of that, the other things that they have or that they're in danger of having is federal medical stations. They've got some of the medical stations they can set out. They also have PPE, or personal protective equipment, ventilators, and sustaining stockpile. These are things that obviously came down with other pandemics and whatnot. Here's just a little bit on some of the things or some of the pandemics or crises in which we have grabbed from the stockpile. I'll show you that. And that was on the CFR. But anyway, major uses of the United States Strategic National Stockpile. 1999, the National Pharmaceutical Stockpile was created. 2001, we used it to respond to the 9/11 terrorist attacks and anthrax attacks. 2003, we renamed it to the Strategic National Stockpile. 2005, it was activated for Hurricane Katrina. Then 2009, when H1N1 broke out, we delivered antivirals and PPE equipment to healthcare facilities. And then in 2017, we have Hurricane Harvey, Irma, Maria, all of which they deployed some of the medical supplies. And 2020, of course, the COVID-19 pandemic. So these are just a little bit about some of the things which our United States government has, used the stockpiles there. But notice, a lot of these stockpiles, the petroleum stockpile, the stockpile that I just showed you, all have been grabbed from under the Biden administration because we are in the middle of a crisis that I believe is mainly in part, or is mainly in part, I don't believe it is, it is, mainly due to the policies of the Biden administration. He is doesn't care about anything other than pushing the green agenda and imploding the United States to usher in its communist style dictatorship. But on top of that, something else that the United States is also stockpiling, right? You know that they stockpile there is a stockpile of food off and on if you will, or they've got stockpile of food that they on top of that. They also have this, and this is on ColoradoAN.com. In case of disaster, Fort Collins Sea Vault preserves the world's collection of plants. Right? Interesting. It goes on to state this. As climate change jeopardizes the world's doomsday sea vault near the North Pole, a similar Fort Collins facility continues to stockpile up its collection. The modern-day Noah's Ark, located at the campus of Colorado State University, houses more than 850,000 plant seeds and materials, as well as various DNA samples from about 160 breeds of livestock. That's right here at our very own Colorado State University. So, the bottom line here is the United States government, many of our political leaders, both on the left and on the right, are telling us that the crisis is coming. And it's going to get worse. We're already in the middle of one right now. There's no question about that. We already have shortages of our baby food supply due to the FDA and ticking off, right? All caused by the Biden administration. And they need to take I'm just, it really upsets me that we think that we can't take that long, right? The Biden administration, what we already know, because they blame everything on Trump and Republicans and conservatives, and in reality, the longer that we sit on the side of the Democrats, the worse things are going to get. It's part of the plan. There's not even a question. The Democrats have been telling us for years, they're going to raise our gas prices. They don't want you using gas. We're going to force you to eat less meat. We're going to go on a bud. These are all things that are very open about and not stopping. So anytime we have a Democrat in charge, I just see this going in the wrong direction. Right now, we're going in the wrong direction. So all these things are really starting. Please make sure. If you go to Patriot Food Supply, we try to really encourage them about great nutritional food that you can use. We try to tell them in the event of disaster that you can prepare yourself. Make sure you are prepared for yourself. Don't prepare your food. Do basic things. Learn something like that. The United States government is preparing, but they're preparing for disaster strictly to you because the government has already proven that they're not very reliable. Anyhow, I love you all. Please get to your
Jeez, little brats looking for brats. As usual. People, I guess RJ pulled her shirt and then it went nice smash it out. Where did you show? Oh,
Like, people on
she lets RJ get away with murder. Oh, RJ, don't do that. Like, you just want to take a break? You've already figured I gotta teach class soon. So, if you want to stay home, you can stay home.
Stay home.
Can you imagine what this is? Belly Ice. Do you want to go to the boys' house? So she talked to RJ. And told him it's not okay to touch anybody else. If you want to stay home, you can stay home, but I'm going to be teaching, so you can't be watching this. That's how
She watched her, right? Yeah.
or here, I'll show you how quiet this has to be. You can watch this, but it has to be super quiet. Maybe one day. You almost have to quiet. They will have to unlock the boys for a little bit. It's a public person, so
Wait, is it gonna be the same class?
no, it's the class that I'm in class. It's the adult class. So,
No, is it the same class like what she's doing with her picture?
no, she's doing a different thing.
What is it?
She's doing a flower. I'm doing a Santa Cruz.
So, what kind of flower?
So, if you want to go over to her house, you guys are going to work on it. You guys are going to watch them do the project.
Well, I wanna do that.
Okay, so do you want to go to Jean's house? 'Cause I'm not going to be able to show. I can't really show you. I mean, I guess you can see it have its real appearance, but I can't cover it. I can't really mess it. I gotta have to take it. Sure. She said she grounded RJ.
Yeah, then what?
It's a lot of time session.
But then fun and what? The French project?
No. So ground, it's like a timeout. So he's grounded. He can't do anything. He's being punished for.
Yeah, when you started this on there, some of these questions
You know, the problem is that like Joe came up with and starts talking. And Rose talks to him. Come on, baby.
Mama, can you take pictures? Can you take two pictures? Well, take a picture of us.
I'm gonna go get him out because my class starts really soon.
Okay, there's gonna be two pictures. One, and when we go down, Mom! That ugly.
Let's go. So the moment we gotta run around.
Oh, that one too.
Honey, we have to go. Seriously, we gotta
There's
go.
three more,
I'm just gonna
okay?
sit here and like take pictures.
Next.
No, no. This is it. This is the last one. We're not doing it now. I'm putting it on. Let's go. So we have to go on there right now. The class starts in literally 25 minutes.
so it's crazy. Oh, the ball, yeah.
Well, Grandpa can't roll it. Just do it. I got some fun. Well, you can watch it when I'm done. You get to watch the lesson, so I need the teacher today. And you can do the lesson from. I'm gonna do the lesson.
Do an art class, Ryan.
Your music has
Like love letters to craft and fun quality ways. We're using technology to blend the best of online and offline to build convenient shopping in today's world. Glimpse of what it might look like depending on what choices we make. Brazil and the United States have much more in common than we realize, with a huge, I think, Brazil is actually larger than the continental United States, countries with deep natural resources, diverse physical environment, diverse population, and a very divided political environment. On one side, you have the Nationalist Party's permanent power which controls the executive in Brazil. On the other side, you have, in effect, a globalist party. And the tone of politics here is bitter and stakes are very high. People go to prison in Brazil routinely when they lose elections. But the reason we're here is to take a look specifically at what China is doing in Brazil, all through Latin America and the Caribbean, and of course, all through Africa. China has effectively become the dominant colonial power, taking over countries mostly through economic deals, trade deals, with the presence of Chinese companies, and then exploiting those countries for their natural resources and effectively control their system. Brazil is the last pro-American country of its size in Latin America. It's also the last country resisting China's colonial efforts. And we thought now would be worth watching, considering what's happening in our country, in our relationship with China. Where did the Biden administration go? Well, the Biden administration has, in effect, done nothing to protect Brazil from China's colonial interests. And in fact, they've done a lot to help China by weakening the relationship between the U.S. and Brazil, and by weakening America's position in the world. They've done this quite aggressively. We watched it, we're living it. Energy prices, which are the key to any economy, have skyrocketed. That's happened on purpose. This administration and the government both of these sanctioned regimes against Russia and its emphasis on both green energy. As a result of those two factors, we're seeing the biggest rise in gas prices in American history. At the same time, we're seeing a move to green energy forms that we buy from China. Solar panels, wind farms, the components for those come from China. So effectively, we're seeing a transfer of our energy grid from American control to Chinese control. This is an attack on the most basic institutions of American life, and its sovereignty over to our main global rival. It's bad for America. That's the worst possible thing for America. So in a functioning democratic system, this would be a problem for people trying to do it. You can't undermine the country you lead and expect to continue to lead it in a democracy. And the Biden administration knows this. And that's one of the reasons that the signature tactic of the Biden administration, this is our topic tonight, has been criminalizing of American politics. Why have a political debate when you can just arrest people who disagree with you? And that has happened far below the media radar since the day Joe Biden was elected. And tonight, to show it, we want to go through a litany, a list of Americans who have been arrested, detained by federal law enforcement on the orders of the Biden administration, not because they clearly recognize the crimes, but because they disagree with the political aims of the Biden administration. Now again, you're not reading about this in the New York Times because the rest of the media are pretending that it's not happening. And instead they're focused on the January 6th committee, which has taken, in fact, a lead role in this effort, founding up entities in the state. The entire process is a fraud. That was put yesterday. If you watched the news yesterday, you know how absurd it is. Democrats, to help with that, in the face of a regime called a star witness, who testified, you heard someone else say that Donald the United States tried to seize control of the presidential initiative, it wasn't trying, it didn't make any sense. And then by the time the Secret Service agents who were on the scene denied the story to NBC News and Southwest, nobody cared. They weren't even pretending that was true. The initial story was the point. The shock value was the point, not the factual basis of it. That's what passes for rigorous investigation in Congress. But no media outlet is going to revisit their decision to turn over their airwaves to January 16th, even after yesterday's debacle. It is in fact a show trial. It is absurd by definition, and its absurdity is the point. The absurdity of the Hollywood cycle sets the message. We run the justice system. You are powerless. And that is the same message the Biden administration has sent to America the last year and a half to the Republican political system. Here's a list of the things they've done, because no one else has decided. Here we go. January 27th, 2021, days after Joe Biden's inauguration, the Justice Department arrests a man called Douglas Mackey, known online as Nick Law. You're wondering why, because Douglas Mackey had a string of politics. But the American
How long can I
doesn't matter if you have unattractive
do my volume or no volume?
your views are protected by the First Amendment.
That
He was
possible?
arrested.
No, I put the words on. Okay. Literally 1 hour. Literally 1 hour. You can go without TV for 1 fucking hour. You can go without TV for 1 fucking hour. It's 1 hour a week. That's it. Sorry to be a bitch, but it's literally 1 hour. You went on your on that TV 24/7. Ridiculous. About to hop on.
Maybe let me teach you.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
Welcome to art class.
She's gonna use it. See all right? They're glares and see. Okay, can you see her? Yeah, I can see. Okay. I don't know what her name is. Maybe she'll introduce herself.
Hi, my name is Miss Shanna. Who do we have here? Is this Chase? Chase and Aubrey?
Hi, I'm Chase, and this is Avery.
Avery, nice to meet you guys. Nice to meet you. We're going to get started in just a minute. I'm just starting to see everyone hop online. So waiting for a couple more students.
What does it say?
And yeah, so today we are using markers on kind of like just a white drawing paper. It could be cardstock or like a regular drawing paper.
Does Blake say Blakey on his?
No, it says time.
It does. Change.
And those of you who are just hopping on, my name is Miss Shanna. So in case this is your first time taking online art classes with us, yeah, I'm going to be your art teacher for the today and the next 3 weeks. So, yay! Hi Blake, hi Brayden, nice to see you guys. Hi KJ, RJ, and Anya. All right, and so let's see, I think we're waiting for 1, 2, 3 more students. So I like to give it a good 2-3 minutes past the starting time, just in case anyone's kind of just now hopping on. And we'll get started in a few minutes. So now would be a good time if you have to grab a drink of water, if you have to use the bathroom really quick. Now would be a good time to go get that out of the way. And we'll get started in just a minute. And then I'll just talk a little bit about our main rule is that it looks like everyone has themselves on mute already, so that's perfect, just to keep the kind of noise level down so everyone can hear. But if you do have a question, you can go ahead and take yourself off of mute and ask your question. Yeah, so I'm going to have a fun 4 weeks of drawing and painting. And as you can see, I decided to start with a fun picture of Santa Cruz. So I don't know if any of you have ever been to Santa Cruz Boardwalk, or you know, that used to be one of the highlights of my summer growing up, and occasionally I still go, and I'd like to take my daughter there. I don't think I've ever taken her to the rides yet, but I've taken her to the beach many times. So that might be something we have to do this summer. Okay, I'm just gonna get like 1 or 2 more minutes, and what I since we do have, you know, I like to film the class just in case anyone misses the class, but we only show them with the students that are in this class, so it'll never be viewed anywhere else. I just want to give you guys a heads up that we do record the classes, so just
just FYI. And that way if anybody misses or if you guys ever miss a class, we just send you the recording and that way you don't miss the lesson. Let's see, so I see Sanjana is here. Nice to see you. And yeah, everyone else is here. Okay, so I know one student was going to be absent. I'm just waiting for 2 more. But that's okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and get started. Does everybody have their paper and markers out? I'm going to go ahead and hit recording, just so you guys are aware.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I don't have the washable markers, but my dad's getting them. So is it okay if I start a little later?
Yeah, of course. And if you want to, you can just maybe start to use just a pencil to kind of sketch it out. And you can always come back in and with your markers and then just kind of go over it if you want. Or you can just watch and listen. That's up to you too. However you want to do it. Okay. And like colored pencils or something, that could also be a substitute if you don't have the markers. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hit record, everyone.
This meeting is being recorded.
All right, so again, my name is Miss Shanna, and we are using washable markers today. So usually whenever we do a lesson, we work with kind of we work with one of the elements of art or principles of design. So today I'm going to be talking a lot about line, the use of line, because we're going to be drawing our fun little boardwalk full of rides and everything. I'm going to be using a lot of line today. So I think what I'm going to start with is a darker color. It doesn't necessarily have to be black, but I think I'm just going to, start with a nice dark color. So I have a really dark blue. You could use a dark purple, a dark brown. So yeah, any color that's maybe really close to the shade of black. And what I'm going to start with is just kind of looking at kind of the side view of the boardwalk. It's all sitting on this platform. And so I'm going to kind of divide my paper up that way. So before I start drawing, I just want to kind of show you the way I'm holding my paper. When you hold your paper this way, it is called landscape. When you hold it this way, it is called portrait. So I'm actually going to do landscape today so I can really get a lot of those rides in. But I also want to get a little bit of the beach in. So I love this picture right here. We see a little bit of the water, a little bit of the beach, and pretty much the whole boardwalk. So I'm going to go ahead and maybe if you were to kind of divide your paper in half, I'm going to go a little bit lower, maybe about right here. So not too much lower than half, roughly about right there. Don't worry if it's not exactly where I do mine. And I'm basically just going to draw a straight line. Just going to kind of eyeball it and draw a straight line going all the way across. And once I have that nice solid line, I'm just going to go ahead and thicken it up just a little bit. I don't want to make it too wide, maybe just a 1/4 of an inch roughly. Something like that. So this large building on the left, I don't know if you guys can see it, way over here, this big large building, I think it's the arcade building. The arcade is on this side and they've got some little shops like taffy shops and candy and souvenir shops in there. It's really fun. So I'm going to start by drawing that. However, I don't want to make it as big as it is in the picture because I want to be able to fit a lot of the rides in there. So I'm just going to do kind of almost like we're just seeing the tail end of the building. So I'm going to draw this little, I'm using red. You can choose another color if you want. If I look at the building, it kind of has lots of red in it. So I'm just going to really simplify, and I'm going to do this kind of red rectangle over here. Let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can see better. And once I make that shape, so I drew my building using this line, but then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to shade it in. So I'm going to kind of turn my marker a little bit on the edge so it'll fill it in a little bit faster. I'm just going to go ahead and shade in the whole building. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some fun little building details. So maybe some of the architecture, some of the lines, maybe the doorways and some windows. So using my dark color again, so whether, I'm going to stick with this dark blue, but if you want to use a black or dark purple, by all means. I'm just going to kind of just outline my building just a little bit, just kind of sketch it in there. And then I'm going to just draw, you know, some little architectural detail, maybe 2 lines going across, something like that. You don't have to do the exact same thing I'm doing. You can make up some of your own details. I think I might throw in a couple of windows above those lines. And then one fun thing that they have these kind of archways on those buildings. So on the arcade building. So I'm just going to kind of throw a couple of those in there. So it kind of gives it a little bit of the feel of that building, even if it doesn't look exactly like that. So remember, yours does not have to look exactly like mine. Just, you know, do your best and have fun with details. So I don't know if any of you have ever been on this ride, this really tall ride. I think it's called the Drop Zone, where they take you to the top and then they like kind of drop it down. It's kind of scary. I think I've only been on it once because it scared me a little bit too much. But it is kind of, you know, it really stands out. So I think I'm going to throw that right in there. And it's pretty close to this building. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to take a lighter blue, medium shade of blue maybe. So I'm going to take a shade of blue because I noticed it's got some blue in there. So if you guys can see the color there. And I'm just going to do this nice, tall, almost like a number 11, a very tall number 11. Something kind of like that. And at the top, I'm going to add like 2 lines going out at an angle and 1 up there. I'm just going to make it look a little bit more like a tower. And then before I add, I see lots of kind of crisscross lines in there for some of the details, but I think I'm going to draw the little car that the people sit in first. So I'm going to take another color, maybe my darker color. I'm going to draw this little rectangle and just kind of have it go slightly outside. Let me zoom in a little bit more so you guys can really see that. Just drew a little bit of a rectangle, and then if you want to get really detailed, you could even make it look like there's people in there. So I might just draw some colors, like maybe some of the colors of the clothing they might be wearing. Just make it look like people are sitting in there. Your little feet dangling off the edge. So yeah, you can kind of have fun with that. They're so tiny. I'm not gonna get super detailed. But once I have that in there, I'm gonna go back to this shade of blue, and I'm gonna draw these little X's kind of all the way down. So this will give the tower a little bit of that architectural detail. There are so many rides on this boardwalk that we wouldn't be able to draw all of them. So I'm gonna just kind of draw some of the really key points, and then maybe some of the little buildings in front that, you know, the little food stands and whatnot. So is everyone ready for me to move on, or do you need a little bit more time? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready to move on to the next step. Or if you need a little more time, give me a thumbs down. Okay, you need a little more time. Okay, I'm just gonna give everyone like another minute or two, and then we'll move on to, I think I'm gonna throw in a roller coaster. That's always super fun to do at an amusement park. So I am going to zoom back out so you guys can see the roller coaster. I'm going to actually use a red for this one. So I'm just kind of getting it ready. Give you guys a few more seconds. But I'm using the red because this one, I think this is the Big Dipper. It's the pretty famous one. It's been there, I think, since the 50s, maybe even longer, and it's built from wood. It's all wood structure, so it's been there for quite a while. And I really love how, you know, it has this really tall the part that, you know, where the car goes up right before it goes down the hill, and these curves. So I'm just going to kind of throw some of those in there. So you can decide where you want to place your roller coaster. So I think I'm going to put mine kind of like more or less, maybe a little bit off to the right, maybe about right here. And I think I'm going to start by just drawing this little hill, like this little part of the track where it looks like a little hill. So I'm just going to kind of draw almost like a letter A, but I want it to be smooth and rounded at the top. Something kind of like that. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and thicken it up, make it nice and visible. Nice thick line there. And then I think I might draw kind of part of this other loop right here. So I'm not going to be able to draw the entire thing because some of it's hidden behind other structures. So I'm just going to kind of get this little part where it looks like it's kind of coming around, maybe a little loop like that, something kind of like that. And then I think I'm going to do another one over here. I'm just going to do kind of another little loop, something like that. So it doesn't look exactly like that, but just give it the feeling of a roller coaster. I'm going to pick another color. So even though this is done in white, the structure is actually white, since we're using white paper, I'm just going to pick another color, maybe just a brown or whatever color you want to use. Green, have fun with the color. And I'm just going to draw these lines pretty much going straight down. I think I'll go with a lighter color. Let's see. I'm going to draw these lines straight down, pretty much spaced apart as equal as I can. It'll be the wood structure kind of holding up the whole roller coaster. And then even back here, so I gotta get it all the way and even inside here from these back areas. And then then I want to give it a little bit more detail because there's so many kind of crisscrosses and stuff. I'm just going to go ahead and do some diagonal lines as well. So just kind of going the opposite direction, kind of bumping and jumping over the red tracks as much as I can. We're just kind of giving the impression of a structure. So yeah, I think that looks kind of like a roller coaster. And if you want to make it really fun, how about adding a little car on there? So I think the Big Dipper cars, I think they are red, so I might just add like a few little cars on there. And maybe some little people with their hands up, getting ready to go down. Again, just a little impression, little teeny tiny people. So you can decide how detailed you want to get. And how's everyone doing so far? Having fun? Okay, I like to see thumbs up. One of my favorite rides has always been the Ferris wheel. It's kind of a simple ride, just goes in a circle, but there's something about it. I think the Ferris wheel on the boardwalk is pretty much all the way at the end. So I'm going to kind of draw mine on the far right side, and I'm going to try to make it as perfect a circle as I can. Don't worry if it's a little lopsided. Go over it a few times to kind of try to make it nice and round. And there's actually two lines. I'm gonna do kind of like one line instead of another line. So I'll try to make it as equally spaced apart as I can. Make something like that. And then of course, I want it to look like a wheel, so I'm going to do kind of a little dot in the center. And then there's all these, almost like X's throughout it, or all these lines. Kind of looks like a wheel, right? The Ferris wheel, that's why they call it a wheel. So I'm going to draw these kind of like an X through it. All of the lines are going to go through or connect to that center dot. So you can decide how many lines you want. And the cool thing about the Ferris wheel at the boardwalk is they're all different colors. So if you want, you can do each little seat a different color if you want. So I think I'll do that. So I'll just start with the red, and they kind of remind me of like little L shapes or backwards L shapes kind of connected to those lines. So I'm just going to kind of go around and draw like a little backwards L. And if you want to draw people in there, go for it. And then I think the only other thing I'm going to add for the Ferris wheel is maybe this little stand. Maybe these would be the stairs to get up to those chairs. So I'm just adding this little shape here, something for the Ferris wheel to be sitting on or standing, and then so that people can get up to the chairs. Looks like a few of you are still drawing. I see some heads down, so I'm just going to give it like another minute or so, give everyone time to catch up. Okay, I see a couple thumbs ups. So what I would like to do next, I want to add this writing here. Have you guys, anybody here ever ridden one of these? The Sky, I forget what they're called. It's like the Sky Rider, the one that kind of floats over the whole park. Really up high. I want to add those in there, but before I do that, I kind of wanted to add in a few little buildings, just some little filler in there. So there's so many more rides than this, but unfortunately we just can't fit them all in. But what we should do is maybe fit a few little buildings in here, and I'm going to choose some lighter colors. So I just kind of picked out some lighter, like almost pastel colors that they'll just kind of fill it in and add some color to the park. So you guys can have fun with color. So I'm just going to draw maybe a few little buildings in here. So maybe some little tiny square buildings that could be, where you get food or drinks or tickets, little ticket booth. So you can kind of use your imagination on that. Maybe I'll even write tickets on there just for fun, if I can squeeze it in there. It's super tiny, you can't really see it. Yeah, so I'm just kind of drawing a few fun little buildings. So maybe another one over here, maybe slightly different shapes and sizes. Maybe I'll even draw an ice cream, like a giant ice cream cone on top, so it looks like there's an ice cream shop here. I'll do one more little building here. You can even draw some buildings in front of the roller coaster. I might go a little bit darker to make it really cover up some of that, just to show that there's some stuff in front. Souvenir stand or something. And then I think I'm going to draw maybe like a food stand over here. I'll even write the word food in nice big letters. Food. That way people that are on the beach, when they get hungry, they can go up there too and know where the food is. Alright, how's everybody doing? Doing okay? We've got lots of rides and buildings and stuff in there, making it look a little bit fuller. And then I really wanted to get the little Sky Rider in there. Yeah, I can tell Brayden likes that. Alright, so I'm going to use a really dark color again. So I'm going to go with my kind of dark, either black or dark blue. Something that will stand out. And I'm going to kind of draw these lines. I'm going to space them out. I'm going to try to space them out as equally as I can. So I'm just going to maybe start here. Make it a nice, tall, thick line. Kind of make it stand out. Something like that. And this is where it's okay to draw over some of your other things, just because it'll look like it's in front of it. And I'm just trying to make them as equally spaced apart as can. You don't have to measure, just kind of eyeball it. And I'm just going to kind of go, I'm going to draw several all the way down. This one. And kind of like that. And then when you're ready, you can draw the little wires. I'm going to go a little bit thinner with my line, so I made these lines pretty thick because those poles need to be pretty sturdy to hold up all that weight. But the wires going across can be a little bit thinner, so I'm going to just use the tip of my my marker. And I'm just going to do two. It looks like there's two going across. I'm just going to do these almost like letter U's, but just not as deep. Just kind of very subtle little bends in them. So I'm going to go all the way across. And I'm just going to let this go off the page. I'm going to make it look like it goes further on off the boardwalk. And then to do those cute little cars that people get to sit in, you can decide to do as many as you want. If you look at this picture up close, there's a lot. So I can zoom in on this, make it a little bit clearer. So there's so many, and they're very colorful, so you can have fun with the colors. Ooh, let's see. Blake, let me see yours for a second. I'm going to spotlight you. Oh, it's looking awesome. Yes, look at all those rides. And I love how colorful you're making it. Beautiful. I love it, Blake. It's turning out wonderful. Okay, so you don't have a whole lot of room left, so you might be able to just add in your cars there. Let's see, who's this? Is that KJ? Let me see yours. Hang on one second. Who's that? Is that Anya? Anya's looking really awesome. Oh, I love all your little rides. Fun, fun, fun. So cute. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so now I'm going to add all these little cars. So I can just draw a few little lines, like a little line coming down here and there. You can decide how many cars you want hanging down, going across your picture. And I'm going to use lots of colors again. Just make them look like little cars. And across. Might be easier just to use the same color and skip a few than to keep taking the cap off. Okay. So, I feel like our park has enough things. It makes it look nice and full. But what I want to do is I want to add some of this background stuff. Because there's trees in the background, there's a mountain. So if you do happen to have a little bit of space, I'm going to maybe use a lighter green. I want this stuff, you know, we spent so much time drawing our boardwalk, I want that to be the main feature. So I'm going to kind of take maybe a lighter shade of green, if you happen to have a lighter shade of green. And I'm just going to draw, you know, kind of the, just do some little swirly lines to kind of represent some trees kind of behind the buildings. If you guys can see that. I might need to go a little darker so you guys can see that better. I don't know if that's much better. All right. Let's try this. Here we go. So just adding a few little swirls just to give it a little bit more depth. So it'll help create a little bit of depth, like, oh, there's more things back there. There's greenery. We're in Santa Cruz, nature and city, right? There's nature and city all in one. You got the beach, the ocean, trees. So just kind of wherever you feel like there's a little bit of space to kind of throw in a little bit of a pop of a tree at the very top. I'm not going to draw the stem, you know, the tree trunk or anything. I'm just drawing just kind of like in the background, more or less. You can decide. There's even some palm trees I thought I saw. So if you really want to have fun, you could throw in some palm trees there too. And I'll throw in like a few little palm trees in the background here. Okay, Some of you may not have enough room to do all that, so don't worry. If you made your park really big and there's not a lot of room left up there, don't even worry about it. Yes, so I see, yeah, Blake, yours is nice and filled in, so you don't really have to do anything more with your background. It's beautiful the way it is. If you do have a little bit of space like I do want to add maybe a little bit of this mountain. So what I might do, I can maybe work on that later, since some of you, nice, Brayden, yeah, it's awesome, how cute. These look so good. What I might do, since some of you may have filled up your background already, is why don't we work on the water, and then I can go back up here and fill in the mountain and the sky. So I think for the water, so again, I really love how in this picture we see a little bit of both. We see a hint of the water. So I'm going to find maybe a lighter blue to start, and just kind of maybe somewhere over here in the corner. It's going to kind of have almost like I'm going to draw almost like an S shape. So just kind of watch how I do this. I'm going to kind of come in a little bit. So let's just start with that line like that. I'll go a little darker so you guys can see better. A little bit of a curve, and then I'm going to kind of draw this little S shape. But I'm going to bring this line out. So it kind of goes something like that. I'm going to do maybe one more of these. And just kind of have it come across the page. So it's just going to look like the water's kind of coming in onto the beach a little bit. And then you know how when the water hits the beach, it kind of leaves that white foam when it kind of crashes down? So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a little bit of a space, and I might even kind of create like a little bit of that foamy, you know, almost like bubbly. So I'm going to kind of go right along those lines I just made, but I'm going to do almost like little cloud, you know, kind of making clouds, like little bubble lines kind of going all the way across. So then that space in between I'll leave white, and it'll just kind of make it look a little bit like the that foam that kind of crashes down on the sand. And then I'm going to just kind of switch over to a darker blue, a different shade of blue, and I'm just going to kind of draw in some water here. So just some lines going back and forth. Whenever I draw water, I go left to right rather than up and down. When you draw up and down, it'll look more like a wall. Whereas if you kind of go left to right, and I'm going to leave some spaces in there, you can leave a little bit of white to kind of look like highlights on the water. And then if I come in with a lighter blue and fill it in just a little bit, you could even use some green in there. You know, sometimes the ocean looks green. So I'm just using a few different shades of blue, even allowing some of the white to show through to look like little highlights on the water. And so if you've been to Santa Cruz, you've probably seen these little blue buildings. I'm going to zoom in really close. These are the lifeguard buildings that you see every so often. So there's usually a lifeguard standing, watching, make sure everyone stays safe. So I was going to draw one of those little buildings, and kind of doing the traditional shade of blue.
What's your name again, Brayden?
Are you asking me a question?
What's your name again?
My name is Miss Shanna.
I'm Miss Anna. Once I saw teenagers at a beach, and they got biggest pool ever, and they got in trouble by the lifeguards.
Ooh, yeah. So the lifeguards do more than just save people. So yeah, they kind of make sure nobody's doing anything, you know, weird or wrong at the beach. Yeah, so kind of keeping watch. Okay, so these little buildings are kind of like little squares, so you can kind of decide where on your beach, almost like little trapezoids. the top line is a little bit longer than the bottom line. So you can either draw like a little square or a little trapezoid shape. And I'm going to draw a little roof on top. Little line underneath. And then oftentimes they have numbers on them, so they know, hey, at lifeguard station number 17 or number 2, they need help. So they know exactly where to go. So if you want, you can write a number on there, maybe a little door. I think I'll write the number 2 there. And then I want to give, they're usually up on little stilts, so I'm going to do a few little lines to look like little stilts in the sand. And then for your sand, I was trying to find like a really, really pale, like really, really light brown. This might be too dark, so I think I'm going to stick with, maybe peach and yellow. I might do a combination of those colors, and I think I might start with my yellow and just kind of on the side of the marker, start to color in the sand. It just seems, sand is never really quite this bright, bright yellow. It's usually a little bit more of an off-white or even like a little bit peachy color. So I'll see if I can kind of mix the two, or maybe even with the peachy color, you could do little dots with it, or with a brown. So you can kind of play around with the sand color.
Let me see on my wall.
Oh, that's looking awesome. Let's see. Beautiful. Yeah, I like the little lifeguard stand. The water looks great too. Nice work there, Blake. Alright, my yellow is kind of fading a little bit. I'm going to try to get it all the way across to cover the sand. And then if you want, I love how in this picture there's people everywhere and they look really teeny tiny. You could draw little umbrellas if you want to. Little teeny tiny towel. So you can kind of have fun. You can put lots of people on the beach if you want. Maybe some in the water swimming. Just almost like little stick figures, because they're so tiny you wouldn't really be able to see a whole lot of details. So little towels or something. So you can draw as many people as you want. I'm just going to kind of stick with the one for now. I might go back in later, but just to make sure we have enough time to work on our sky as well. So you could even draw someone surfing. Oh, that'd be fun. Maybe adding like here's a little guy I drew. Maybe I'll add him kind of riding on a little surfboard in the water. You could do tiny little sand castles if you want. So you can have lots of fun adding lots of stuff in there. Okay, so we have about 12 minutes left, so we still have a lot of time. For those of you who have a lot of space in your sky area, I was gonna add some of these mountains. So I love this picture again. I keep going back to this picture where we see some of the mountains in the background, and then of course this one shows a lot of the sky. And usually when I do mountains, I kind of tend to lean towards purple, just because when things are far away, it has a purplish tint. Even though if we were up really close, they would look more green because of all the trees and everything. But you know, we have a lot of blues and other colors. I don't have a lot of purple in my picture, so I'm going to choose this really light purple to do some mountains back here. And I'm going to go a little bit higher, not too high, if you guys want to throw some mountains in there. If you don't have space, again, don't worry about it. And once you kind of have the shape of your mountain, I'm going to go ahead and turn my marker on its side and just kind of shade it in. A little loosely, you don't have to get super detailed, but just to kind of get it down until it reaches the park area. I'm not going to go down below that, just kind of in the background there. Yeah, we are very lucky to live in the Bay Area. There's so much to do here, and so much, you know, mountains and ocean, and all within a half-hour drive, and so much more. We've got so many cities around us, and lots of stuff here. I'm adding a little more height to the left side of my mountains just to make it look not so symmetrical. It's looking a little too perfect there, so I'm just going to add a little more height over here just to kind of make it look a little different. There we go. I love it, Blake. Oh, it's looking awesome. Okay, I do want to share all of these at the end. So these, let's see. So for our sky, you can really have fun with the sky. You can make it a nice, beautiful blue, you know, like it's a bright blue, sunny day. Maybe it's kind of getting close to the end of the day. Maybe you want it more warmer tone, sunset colors. Maybe I'll try a little pink in my sky, just for something different. Maybe a few different colors. Some yellows in there. Oops. And feel free to add some clouds in there too if you want to make it like a bright blue sky like this one. You see some, you know, it looks like fog or clouds kind of rolling in. You can add some clouds in there. So I always like to give you guys lots of ideas and options so you don't always have to do the standard blue sky. You could do a sunset sky. You could do a nighttime sky. So lots of fun different ways to color in your background. Maybe I will add a little bit of a blue or a cloud over there on the one side. And then I always like to add, you know, you could add some birds in your sky if you want. We are at the ocean after all, so you'll probably see a lot of seagulls. And a few more little people in my when you do feel like you're done, I always like to find a nice small spot at the bottom.
I feel like I'm done.
You feel like you're done? So I'm going to just maybe take kind of more of a natural color in my sand, maybe a peach. It kind of blends in. I'm going to sign my name nice and small at the bottom. And then I always like to put the year, just so you'll remember someday when you're older, you can kind of look back and be like, when did I draw this? When did I paint this? And then you'll know, because you'll have the year on there. Okay, so is anybody ready and wanting to share? And if you're not ready, that's okay. Keep drawing, and still have a few more minutes. So we'd love to see. Blake, let's look at yours. All right, look how colorful this is. I am loving this. I like your roller coaster. I can really see all the, looks like you got a little car there ready to go down the first little hill there. And then, oh, I like the ice cream cone on the right-hand side. Very cool. And you got the cars going across. And then yours looks like a very sunset-y kind of day, because I see lots of yellows and oranges in your background. So it's beautiful, and the tower looks great too. And then, oh, down below, so you've got lots of people on the beach too. Yeah? Very nice. And you kind of... Yeah. All right. I'm going to, let's see, I see somebody else showing. So let's see. Anya! That's so cute. Where's your picture, Anya? Where's your Santa Cruz picture? You see the other side? Very cool. I love it. Look at your little ice cream and your Ferris wheel and your roller coaster. You had so much fun with that, I can tell.
Hey, Mom.
That's
Mom, this
awesome.
one is you. This is me.
I love it. That is so cute. All right, let's see. Is this KJ's? Cool, KJ. Oh, look at your Ferris wheel. That is super cool. And I like this.
This is my Ferris wheel, and this is my roller coaster.
I like it. And I like your roller coaster. Looks almost like it has a face. Do you mean to do that? Or is that?
Yes, I meant to do it.
I love it. Okay, thank you for sharing, guys. I'm gonna look at Braden's here now.
No, look at it.
Ooh, beautiful, Braden. Oh, look at those purple mountains. You know, that really makes everything stand out so nicely. Like I can see your all your rides so clearly, and then your sky just really pops off that page. So beautiful job with the mountains and the rides. I love the detail, all the line work you got in there. So this is gorgeous. So much fun. Beautiful work. All right, is anybody else ready to share? Let's see. Susan? Let's see Susan. Oh, very cool. Or is this Chase? Am I saying that right? Chase. Oh, I love it. Oh, look at all this green. This is so cool. Look at all your rides. These are fun. It looks like you made up some of your own rides too. I'm loving all the little things in there. Such creativity. Yeah, this is beautiful, Chase. Nice work. All right, and then Susan, did you want to share yours too? Or are you not ready?
Yeah, I don't really have a knack for drawing stuff that isn't landscape.
Okay.
Square angles, but
Is that? No, I think it looks great. You did a great job. Okay, let's see Sanjana's. Oh, I like your sand. Ooh, you got some nice blending of those colors in the sand. And then you did some more like kind of brownish mountains. I really like the color choices you made. You kind of did your own color choices. Here, sorry guys, I'm just gonna.
I have another drawing I want to show, but I didn't draw it here.
Okay.
What's a drawing?
Yeah. Ooh, that's really pretty. Did you do those with markers as well?
No,
Okay.
pencil.
Pencil. Okay, very nice. That's gorgeous. Thank you for sharing.
I'm not done yet.
Okay. All right. Did everybody that wanted to share get to share their picture? Yeah? Anybody else want to share? Okay.
Avery would like to share.
Okay. Yes, absolutely. Avery, yes. I'm sorry, Avery. I keep calling you Susan. Avery. Wow, this is awesome. I love your roller coaster. That looks really fun. Looks like a really great amusement park. Did you have fun with this, Avery?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love all your color choices and your little people down in the ocean. Great job. Yay! All right. Well, it looks like everyone had lots of fun with this today. All right. Well, I can't wait to see you guys next week for our next project. I hope everyone had a great time. Oh, is this RJ's? Let's see RJ's. Hang on one second, guys. We have one more to share.
RJ's.
Oh my gosh, this is too cute. Look at RJ's rides. And his little person. Little person laying out on the beach. I love it. Okay, oh, and this is the other side.
Oh yeah, that was the second attempt.
Oh, okay. I love it. You did great. Okay, everybody. Well, I hope you have a wonderful afternoon, and I will see you all again next week for another fun project. So have a great day.
Bye.
Bye. See you next week. Bye. Oh my gosh. Oh, where is the cat that fell? Alright, Dad, you can watch TV again. Dad. Alright. I'm gonna go get the kids. So, if you guys want something, let me know. So the boys are gonna go home early tonight when Callie gets home, or if Denise class isn't done. I'm gonna go. Huh?
Did Ollie do the right class?
She did. You want to show her your art? What did you draw? On your show grandpa. And then this is what you drew. Oh, look your son. What? Oh, it'll dry. It's just water.
Look on the back. I love you, Mommy.
Oh, that's your big thing.
find unicorn.
How about
And I did find the kitty toy. Mom, what's the kitty toy in this library? Okay, let me just see. Sleeping good. Sweet, just the cat room. Sweet, sweet, sweet.
I think Mommy said she's still working on the light
No, 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 no.
So
Mom, I'm working on the unicorn. Go,
okay, I won't put that out. So how about
Ooh, I know how to.
how about something else?
You
want to do a puzzle? Here, I'll get off some blocks. So blocks? Blocks? Okay, here, go in there and I'll get you the
Yeah, I will have it. Yeah, I will have it. Okay. Can I?
but I really don't want to give out 25 things. So
All I would like is. I might be upstairs. I don't know. Ah, here. Okay. What is? Here, you forgot to use this.
yeah, I don't know where it is. So I don't really want to mess with it. Yeah, I don't really want to mess with this because it's like, so we're only going to be here for a little bit, so I really don't want to make this place messy. So let's draw or play with the food.
Mom, this is like a wallpaper.